Do you want to be able to craft guns like this, to find guns like this, to put mods on guns like this, to upgrades your guns to be level 4 like this? I'm going to show you how. I'm going to show a place where you can farm these guns and the materials you're going to need to up your guns like this, as well as materials you're going to need to create guns like this, assuming you have the blueprints. These mods and some of these guns are going to need blueprints to be able to craft. However, you can still find a lot of these purple guns, the Bobcat, the Tempest, the Volcano, what's the other one? The Patina, and all the blue guns, all the green guns, and all the white guns along these routes. If you want to jump ahead to see the routes, I'll put timestamps in the description below. Before we get into that, I'm going to explain a few things. These runs don't require much. You can pretty much take any loadout you want. You might want something to face arc. I take the Renegade. You can take whatever you want, maybe an anvil. But the biggest, most important part you're going to need is adrenaline shots. I'd say 5 to 10 is enough. You might want some health, whatever else, right? I also take a Raider's Hatch key because sometimes it's convenient to jump out a hatch. It's up to you. The basic, most important part, like I said, these adrenaline shots. You got to cruise through the maps, and you want to get these runs done in and out fast and efficiently. You're target farming, and you want to get in, get out, farm what you need, restart, do it again, grind, 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 and in no time at all, you'll be able to soup up these weapons. You'll have all the materials you need. Alright, so let's explain a little bit about the materials that you're going to need. Let's go over to the gunsmith. You can see here, these two guns, if you're lucky enough to have the blueprints, and several other guns too, you're going to need magnetic accelerator, complex gun parts, as well as, what is it, Exodus modules. Okay, you can find all of these along these runs. As well as the other guns require advanced mechanical components. You're going to also need those to repair guns and increase guns to the higher levels. You're going to need heavy gun parts. You're going to need medium gun parts, light gun parts. You're going to find materials for those. Now, you won't find a ton of advanced mechanical components. Those can be crafted with springs. You're going to find those along these routes as well. Okay, you're also going to need some mod components. Let's go down here for these mods. Okay, duct tape, wires, steel spring. You're going to need all that stuff, and you can find all that stuff along these routes. Okay, so I'm going to show you how and where to get them. The other thing you're going to need, level 75, you're going to need the security breach skill, because there's security breach lockers that you're going to loot. If you don't have that, unfortunately, this is going to affect you a lot. There's a lot of guns and gun parts and materials you need to upgrade guns. Lots of people say you can't find as much good stuff in it anymore, and that's true. However, the materials to create what you want is in these, and there still is quite a few guns you can find. Like I said, I find all these purple guns in there, as well as the Patina, and you can find all the blues and greens, tons of them. Okay, sometimes I come out with 10 guns in a run. Alright, so let's go over to the map where I do these runs, over in Spaceport. Okay, oops, over in Spaceport. Now there's 2 runs I do, basically based on where I spawn on the map. So if I spawn on this kind of half of the map, that's the line I just drew. There's 2 halves, the top and the bottom. If I spawn on the bottom half, it's a very simple run. Vehicle maintenance and rocket assembly. Here's where I find springs, wires, Exodus modules, simple gun parts, as well as magnetic accelerators. And it's really simple. You go to vehicle maintenance. On the 2nd floor, there's a little room. You loot that area, and I'll show you later in the video. And then you go over to rocket assembly. There's between 5 and 10 lockers you gotta loot, and I'll show you that as well. It's a simple straight line. Sometimes you have to dodge arc, but it's really easy. Depending on which area of the map, you can go one, then the other, or here, then the other. Doesn't matter. Now, the second half of this gun run is a little bit more complicated, and I'll show you this run in a video. Basically, there's a tower here, and there's 3 towers possibly in this run. Each tower can spawn a security breach as well as a gun case. And there's also a little bunker here, here, And in those bunkers, you can find 1 and 2 potentially security lockers in there, security breach. Then in the departure building, there is a security breach and a gun case as well. So I'm going to show you the route in the video ahead. Basically go from this tower to this bunker, over on top of the rival where you'll find a gun case. Then this tower, like I said, possible gun case, possible security breach, down to this bunker where there is up to 2 security breaches, over to the departure building. In this departure building you can find a security breach and a gun case, possibly. Now from here you can leave, extract, or you can extend over to here. Beneath here is a twisted pipe where you can find a gun case, then another final tower. In this tower you can find a security breach as well as a gun case, and then you can extract. If you decide to come from over here, you can just do it in the reverse way. And during this routes, this is the route I run from here going up to here, and I extract over here. And of course, if you spawn somewhere over here, you can skip these first 2 runs. It's kind of up to you. The key part of this is you have your adrenaline shots and you book it to each of these locations. You don't wander around and loot other things. You just loot these certain things, get in, get out, get in, get out, get in, get out, extract, repeat, repeat, repeat. And like I said, if you spawn over here, great, you do these runs. If you spawn over here, great, you do these runs. Before you know it, you'll be able to have souped up guns like I do, and even more, because I didn't even do this for very long, maybe a dozen times. Alright, let's get into the runs.
Go to that location.
One thing you always want to do when you come up into these towers, you want your gun out friendly, because there's turrets in these towers. Especially if you don't have your gun out. Right, so in each one of these towers, you can get a weapons case and a security breach. You'll want to hit both of them. There's other containers that you can loot, but I don't loot these. These also, because they can have advanced electrical components. So I come down here, land it, slide, land it, friendly, friendly. Now over here, there's a twisted tube. I'm gonna jump in there, and you'll find a gun case in here sometimes. Just a reminder that everything I'm showing you spawns sometimes. Next, I come into here, and I go into this room. Friendly, friendly, don't shoot. In this room, you'll find a breachable security breach right here. You can also find, back in this corner, a weapons case. Now, you can also loot all these lockers. I don't. Hello, friendly, friendly. You good? Inside of this room, you can find 2 security breaches right here and right here. I always have my gun pulled out, just for that reason. can see, advanced electrical components. No gun case in here, no security breach. Then I want to jump down here. Now this next jump is a little tricky. I fail it quite often, but maybe you're better than me. Oh.
Hello, Raider.
Hello, Governor. I'm following you. Hello, I'm following you. Alright, so then you want to come over here. And on top of this roof right here, it's a weapons case.
Over there.
Okay. Now, I often check on the other side of this door, because there's 2 grenade canisters that can appear, one right here, and also one right here. Sometimes you get a whole pack out of them. If it's night, you might get some blueprints, or electromagnetic storm. Okay, this one's a pain in the ass, because I've fallen off before trying to do this. Friendly. And then you got another security breach here, and another possible weapons case in here. Mod components will often appear, and then weapon parts. And we don't have a weapons case in here. Now often I'll check on these things, but also check on these desks quickly. Because on these desks you can get the advanced electronic components. And you jump down. Friendly. One more place to loot. Friendly. And then on this wall here, right here, there can be another security breach. Sometimes there's cases in here. It looks like this place has been looted. Inside these 2 lockers you can get springs, wires, crude explosives. Hey, even another gun if you're lucky. That's it. You're done. From here, you'll extract into there. Now if you do the run from this side and go in reverse, I'm just going to show you. If you decide to do it in reverse, you want to do the tower first, then this bunker. Oh, hello, friendly. You can see there's a ladder right there. Hello. Thank you kindly. Alright, we can see here, we made a pretty solid run. This, and this. And break down. Look at all those gun parts. Items we need. Okay, we also need these wires, springs, mod components, gun parts. The rest of stuff, probably sell. I do need these, but for something else. Not this video. Just sell that stuff there. Alright, so hopefully we appear on the other side of the map. Alright, this is pretty perfect spot to be here? How do I get out? This way, right? Yeah. Alright, so where I want to go from here is perfect. First place I want to go is to rocket assembly. I do have a leaper here. Just gonna boogie over there. In these lockers, you can find rusted tools. And they can be salvaged in Speranza only for springs, right? You can usually find 3, 4, 5 springs in here. But there's also a couple of other things you can find in here. You can find magnetic accelerators, as well as what's that other part you need for? As well as complex gun. You can find magnetic accelerators and complex gun parts in this area as well. Alright, so now that I've looted this place, I am off to the vehicle maintenance. Oh. Alright, once you're in the vehicle maintenance area, you'll want to come here to the second floor. Come over to this corner, and in this room there are several containers you can loot. In these containers you can find rusted gears. And in the ass, I tell ya. You can find several rusted gears in this whole area. There's several containers you can loot. Sometimes you'll find them on the desks. There can be a weapons case here as well. Sometimes you'll find them here and inside of these lockers as well. Now, in these 2 runs, I have found 10 in total rusted gears, or rusted tools. And obviously those reduce down into 10 springs once you get back to Speranza. And that's the second part of this run. Done. Easy. And from here, you'll want to extract over here. And if you decide to, if you come do it the reverse way, you'll extract over here. Alright, let's check out what we got. Alright, so we got 1 gun, big deal. We got 3 springs here. We also got the Exodus module and a magnetic accelerator. So we can use the magnetic accelerator to create the Aphelion, the Equalizer, and the Jupiter, as well as the Tempest and Volcano if you have to have those. But let's reduce those and see what we got. And of course we got 6 more springs, and we're good to go. Alright, I do appreciate you watching. I hope that some of you can benefit from the knowledge gained behind these gun runs. If these help you, please make sure you like and subscribe. Also, I am live on Twitch quite frequently, so jump over there and check my content out. If you do these runs and they benefit you, let me know in the comment section below. Or if you find that there are better runs, please let me know too. I would love to see them and do them myself. And if you have any addition or anything I missed, just let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Enjoy.